Northeast Tonight, brought to you by Oil India Limited, conquering newer horizons.
Hello and welcome to Notice Tonight, the show that decodes the region. Political alignments and realignments are taking shape in Assam ahead of the 2021 assembly elections. The biggest alliance that has formed up at this point in time is that of the Congress and the AIUDF, the state's two main opposition parties, which had failed to strike a deal during the 2016 state elections. The Congress AIUDF successfully managed to send a candidate to the Rajya Sabha and is also in an alliance for the upcoming Bodo Council elections. As far as the ruling BJP is concerned, its alliance with the AGP will continue as it is, but an element of uncertainty has crept in so far as its alliance with the Bodoland People's Front is concerned. This is because of the BJP's decision to contest the Bodo Council polls on its own, and that too field candidates in all the 40 seats. What does this mean? Does it mean that BJP is keeping its options open as far as the Bodo Council areas are concerned to go with the BPF or the UPPL, depending on which of the parties emerge stronger at the BTC polls? In case the BJP forces an alliance with the UPPL in the Bodo Council, what will happen to the alliance with the BPF at the state level? Meanwhile, veteran Congress leader and former Chief Minister Mr. Tarun Gogoi has said the Congress AIUDF alliance was a long-term alliance. But the more significant thing which Mr. Tarun Gogoi told me in an exclusive interview is that since the Congress has backed an anti-CAF figure to the Rajya Sabha, organizations like the ASU and the AJYCP should consider extending support to the Congress. Let us listen in to what Mr. Tarun Gogoi had said before we begin the discussions. Let's listen in to what Mr. Tarun Gogoi had told me in this interview. Recent television images as well as photographs of you and the AIUDF chief, Ms. Maulana Badruddin Ajmal, almost walking hand in hand, during the nomination filing of your candidate, common candidate, Mr. Ajit Bhuiyan. That sums up the political equations in Assam today. And this is pretty much going to continue until the 2021 assembly elections. So the Congress and AIUDF now seems to be firmly bonded together as an alliance.
Is a fact. The alliance is definitely not for a short term. This alliance is not only for the Rajya Sabha, it is definitely for the next election also. Frankly speaking, all along, we have got the best of relations. Of course, those days they were not as a AIDFA, but they were known as a Jamiat Ulema Hind.
Okay.
Even this Badruddin also, he was the chairman of Assam Jamiat Ulema Hind, 2001. All along, you see, there has been a good relation between Congress and, except in 85 election, then from 2005 to till last election also.
Does the Congress party expect organizations like the All Assam Students Union, which are called Jatiyo Hongatons, AJYCP, ASU, to back the Congress in the coming elections?
Now, we'll be too happy if they back.
Are you expecting?
You see, at least they will go against BJP.
Will that benefit the Congress?
Definitely. It definitely will benefit or anybody who is against BJP. Maybe any other party also. So anybody who is against BJP, we should definitely get the benefit. I'll be too happy.
All right, that was Congress veteran Mr. Torun Gogoi saying that, this AIUDF Congress alliance is going to be a long-term alliance. And the most important thing which he said is that he was expecting support for the Congress from influential anti-CA groups like the Assam Students Union and the ASAYCP. That is what he has said. Now to discuss the subject, I am joined by former MP Mr. Kirip Chalia, Assam BJP spokesman Mr. Rupam Goswami, Guwahati University Professor Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta, political analyst Mr. Swapnanil Barua, and ASU Executive Committee member Mr. Utpal Sharma. I would like to go straight to you, Utpal Sharma. You have heard the former Chief Minister and Congress leader Mr. Torun Gogoi saying that since the Congress had backed a prominent anti-CA figure to the Rajya Sabha, he was expecting organizations like yours, that is the ASU and AJYCP, to extend support. And even if you don't support, he's saying that since he will go against the BJP, the Congress is going to get the benefit. What is your comment on this?
See, we are definitely against BJP this time, and all I want to say to Torun Gogoi is that his expectation will lead to disappointment only. Opposing BJP in no way can mean that we are supporting Congress. See, while coming out to the streets in last 3-4 months, people of Assam have gone through a deep realization, and the realization is that we are lacking an alternative political force. We do not have a political force of our own that will stand firmly by us when needed, that will not sit and stand as directed by any high command. So this realization is felt by people throughout the state, and that is why we need a strong political alternative that will stand by the expectations of the indigenous people of Assam, that will never compromise with the interest of the people of Assam, and such force must be formed to reply to political parties like Congress and BJP, who has only betrayed the people of Assam since ages and ages.
Okay. Now, Kirip Chalia, you have seen the two major things happening in Assam at this point in time, and we are discussing this obviously keeping in view the 2021 Assam Assembly elections. One is this Congress AIUDF alliance. Now, 2016 they failed to strike a deal, the two parties, Congress and the AIUDF. The moment they struck a deal, they have tasted success in the form of, their victory in the Rajya Sabha election. They were able to sign a candidate. Now, this alliance, according to Torun Gogoi, is a long-term alliance. This will obviously go till the 2021 elections. Now, what kind of political changes you expect out of this alliance? Because BJP is also a very, very strong force in the state, and it has also its own alliance partners.
Well, I think one doesn't calculate political strength in terms of a Rajya Sabha election or Rajya Sabha alignments. In Rajya Sabha elections,
that was just an example.
I'm just saying. So you shouldn't give too much importance to what Congress and AIUDF uniting to elect Ajit Kumar Bhuiya as a candidate. That doesn't mean that Ajit Kumar Bhuiya will sweep the support of all the regional forces. He's a personally very good friend of mine. But I don't believe that he can sway the entire.
No, discussion is not on the Rajya Sabha.
No, because you said that.
No, I just took it as an example. Let's come to the point. So let's talk about the Congress AIUDF alliance.
That's why I'm saying that whether this Congress and AIUDF election, this alignment or realignment, or the love and relationship that has been going on, will help Congress to get back to power. Is I think too premature now to comment upon.
Okay,
because we are in a very nascent stage.
You are being very, very diplomatic.
No, I'm not diplomatic.
I don't know why. Let me go to Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta. Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta, how do you look at this Congress AIUDF alliance? Because all this time, we have the BJP spokesman. I will come to him in a short while. The BJP in Assam has always been accusing the Congress and the AIUDF, saying that these two parties are, two sides of the same coin. And BJP is saying that has been proved by this alliance this time. And now Mr. Torun Gogoi is saying that this is going to be a long-term alliance. So how do you see the political arithmetic panning out in Assam in the days ahead?
I believe we need to look into various other important issues apart from this alliance. First of all, BJP's campaign against Congress and AIUDF alliance is not going to work this time, because the unprecedented resistance being built up by the people of Assam against Ka has not been respected by the incumbent government. Therefore, the agony is there, dissent is there. But remember, as Utpal Sharma has pointed out, that they are neither going to support Congress nor going to support BJP, and they have been trying their level best to bring about a new political alternative. Now, many things will depend on this. We need to remember that running an organization we call Jatiyo Hongothan and running a political party are two different things.
No, let me
running
interrupt
a
you.
political party will need more resources.
Let me interrupt you. Let me interrupt you, Dr. Kiranjan Datta. Let me interrupt you. My question is, Mr. Torun Gogoi has said, even if organizations like the ASU and AJYCP does not support the Congress, the fact that they are going to oppose the BJP is going to benefit the Congress.
No, you never know, but that might, I'm not very sure about, because I have studied the electoral, electoral arithmetics, electoral outcomes and electoral choices by the people of Assam, even in 2019 elections. Many people who opposed Ka finally voted for BJP. Therefore, even if Torun Gogoi says that even if they do not support BJP, that will automatically benefit Congress, cannot be taken granted. Because if they think in terms of bringing out an organization, political outfit and fighting in the elections, that might be detrimental for the anti-Ka forces.
Okay, we'll have to let us wait and watch. Mr. Swapnil Baro, how do you see these developments? What kind of an impact it may or may not have in the electoral verdict, Swapnil Baro?
Well, this development definitely has the potential of becoming a bigger opposition on the later stage, because the elections are going to be BJP with its development and polarization together, Hindu polarization as the planks, while Ka is the only issue that is being projected by the anti-BJP camp. Now, Ka, I personally feel, will not be able to sustain the opposition to BJP. Even now it is waning, and I don't think, although the Ka propagandists are trying to bring in Ka as an issue, and I think the agitation is being announced by ASU and AJYCP and all, whether it can really find place in the hearts of the Assamese is slightly, I have doubts.
All right.
So the issue would go down to development, and if the issue comes to development, I think the anti-BJP forces, if they really work out their arithmetic and organization well, then they have a chance of just forming a slender majority of about 65 seats.
All right. But the question is, Mr. Rupam Goswami, the BJP, I still think, is in a comfortable position, because as we have heard from the opening remarks of Mr. Utpal Sharma, the ASU leader here on the panel, saying that, there is no question of supporting the Congress. This is the problem of the anti-Ka forces. They have not been able to consolidate together with those political parties who are opposed to the Ka, because the ASU is also opposed to the Congress. That has been once again made clear by Mr. Utpal Sharma. Therefore, you are sitting pretty, isn't it? You are in a comfortable position, because you know very well that major anti-Ka forces are in no position to openly go and support the Congress unless some dramatic developments takes place closer to the elections.
Now, Wasbir, this is not the thing. Actually, BJP is well organized in the state, and BJP has done lots of work for the people of Assam. And a election cannot be fought on only one issue. There are many issues, and mostly in this assembly election, local issues get the prerogative. So definitely, because BJP has done lots of work for all across the state and for all sections of the people, so we are very much, and moreover, our organization strength is much more than any other political organization. Even after the car agitation, we have not lost any member of our organization, mainly grassroots organizers. So definitely we'll win this election very smoothly.
So, Kripchalia, elections are not fought on one issue, and Mr. Rupam Goswami has said that state elections are fought on local issues. But is Ka not a major local issue today?
Oh, I don't think Ka is the only issue which will decide.
No, I didn't say only issue. Is Ka not a local issue?
Ka is a local issue, but Ka is a local issue in the sense that in Assam Ka is a local issue. In an all India perspective, it's a different issue. But the point is, I think we should not overemphasize on a particular issue as the most decisive factor in the election. Okay. Elections are fought on a number of things. You got to have your organizational base, as Rupam has said. Then similarly, Congress also has a organizational strength. AIDF has a organizational strength. I don't think ASU has got that kind of organizational strength. They can go for a good movement, but electorally they have not shown any results till now. Once ASU showed electoral result,
we are slightly in the form let us say if ASU is not a political party, if somebody from ASU tomorrow goes out of the ASU, resigns, and they are free to form a political party, that is what we are talking about.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If somebody from ASU goes again forms another regional party like AGP did, then people may have all kinds of questions to ask. Now, my point is, whether a third alternative, which people will consider to be anti-BJP as well as anti-Congress, which will not differentiate between Hindus and Muslims, which will really stand for the accord for the people of Assam, that kind of third alternative has not yet emerged.
Now, Utpal Sharma, a lot of people, we have had several debates on this program on the Citizenship Amendment Act and the agitation against the Citizenship Amendment Act. Now, there are a lot of opinion. One strong argument is that the All Assam Students Union, Assam Jatiyatwadi Yuva Chhatra Parishad, these are the two main organizations leading the anti-Ka movement. You see, you have got your limitations because you have not been able to bring together other anti-Ka political forces like the Congress, like the Congress, or for that matter the AIUDF, or even the Krikak Mukti Hangram Committee under one banner, and therefore your Ka agitation has lost its momentum. This is an argument. This is not my view. This is an argument. How do you respond? Is it one of the limitations that you have? Because you just said that you are in no position or you are not going to support the Congress. Is that your limitation?
See, many a man has many a mind. So I cannot counter to the views that someone put forward. Yeah. But on part of ASU, this is very clear that we shall continue to agitate together with the forces with whom we have similarities in ideology, in our working culture. So ASU is clear on its stand that we shall not make any alliance with any political party to form any kind of agitation. So there is no question of going with Congress or AIDF or like any other party.
Now, suppose tomorrow, Dipankar Nath and Lurinjyoti Gogoi and others take the lead and form a new regional party. Can ASU openly extend support to that party? This is a hypothetical question.
Yeah, this is
but I'm asking you.
See, this is a hypothetical question and purely hypothetical. Yeah. ASU is a non-political organization and it will continue to maintain its non-political character in future as well. ASU is not going to indulge in active politics. But after quitting ASU, if someone creates an environment to form an alternative political party,
they're free to do so. But my question was not that. My question is, suppose tomorrow two of your present top leaders are to take the initiative and form a new regional party. Will the ASU be able to openly support that party?
No, not at all. ASU will continue its non-political stand, whosoever joins any political party. But ASU strongly feels, along with the people of Assam, that there is a strong need for an alternative regional party. And if time decides, if people of Assam want that an environment should be created to form an alternative political party, then after discussion with the people and for all these purposes, how to lead this anti-Ka movement, how to secure the futures of the indigenous people of Assam, we are convening a national convention this April itself. So after that, things will be very clear and we believe that an alternative force should come to to reply to this age-old betrayal of BJP and Congress.
Okay. Now, Akhil Ranjan Datta, I'm coming to you in a minute. Rupam Goswami, that interview will be telecast soon, the full interview that I had with Mr. Tarun Gogoi, where he said that, had there been an alliance in 2016 between the Congress and the AIUDF, the Congress AIUDF combined would have been in a position to grab power even in 2016, because his argument is that we have lost 30 seats. That's what Tarun Gogoi is claiming, because I don't know the figures. Tarun Gogoi is saying that 30 seats were lost by these two parties, but with a margin of 5 to 15,000 votes. Now, therefore, in this background, if it is true, do you think that in 2021, the BJP has to be more aggressive, change your strategy, and take the polls much more seriously, perhaps, than in 2016?
No, Wasbir, Congress AUDF alliance is really a threat for the people of Assam, but not for 2021, but for the maybe 26 or maybe 31. But it's really a very serious, this alliance will be there if the Congress and AUDF openly does the alliance. In 2016 also, in 2019 also, all the elections, they have an alliance internally. And that not only me, even the Tarun Gogoi said openly that we have got a relation with this AUDF or maybe previously UMF, then Jamiat, all this. He said that from 2001 also they had a good relation and they had an internal understanding. But if they openly make an ally, then it's really a threat for the whole of Assam, not for 2021, but because it is a very short time. Within a year, they cannot do much of alliance, so they have to work out a lot. So definitely for like a 26 or maybe 31.
Okay.
Maybe.
So the basic point you are making is that you are not perturbed, you are not worried. Now, Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta, are things as simple as that? Because Congress AUDF is also contesting the Bodoland elections. There is some kind of an alliance between the two parties. This was also confirmed by Tarun Gogoi in the interview. Now, he said that there is an alliance in the Bodo Council areas at all. But now, as an observer, another development has taken place is that the Congress is going it alone, the BJP is going it alone in the Bodo Council elections, meaning that the BJP must be keeping its options open to go either with the BPF or with the UPPL. And if it goes with the UPPL in Bodo Council, what happens to its alliance in the state level ahead of 2021? So these are some questions which people are asking, obviously.
Yeah. On BJP's alliance with BPF or either with BPF or UPPL, we have already discussed this issue in the last couple of episodes. I'm not focusing on that. As I said, that BJP's focus will be on 2020 elections. They will be observing what kind of legitimacy that these two political parties, either of the political parties, gain in BTC elections, will help them to decide with which political party they have to vote, irrespective of the fact that they have an alliance with BPF right at the moment. As far as Congress AIUDF alliance is concerned, we need to look at some of the important things, particularly the statistics. For example, despite the kind of popularity that BJP gained in 2016 elections, Congress vote share didn't suddenly go down. It was not that Congress was nowhere. Congress could keep its base, to an extent, relatively very strong, even in case of 2021 elections. But because their votes were spread around 126 constituencies, that didn't help Congress either to concentrate in respective or wherever they have this strong presence, and also, that didn't help them out to in terms of winning the seats. But if they go for alliance with AIUDF, that is certainly going to benefit both the political parties in two ways. One, they will be concentrating certain winnable constituencies also that will help them from the perspective of resources that they'll spend in that.
Okay, we'll have to now, Swapnil Barua. Now you see, when we are saying that this alliance has tasted success, as Kirpchelia said that we cannot judge an election if somebody has been able to send some candidate to the Rajya Sabha.
Yes.
But that was, I used it only as an small example. But this is a small success which this alliance has already tasted, and this is encouraging them to say that this is a solid alliance and it will go on for a long time to come. My question is, organizations like the ASU, they are the organization which is at the forefront of this anti-car movement, but they are unable to translate it into political success because they are in no position to back a party like the Congress or, for that matter, the AIUDF. So don't you think that makes the task, much easier for the BJP? And do you think organizations like the ASU, at the end of the day, without a political success in whatever form, they'll not be able to have their opposition turn into a reality in the sense that, to obstruct this act from being in force in Assam later in spirit?
I think, as I said before, the car cannot be an issue and will not definitely be an issue as I read it. Even in the Bodoland elections, the BJP going alone, the other thing is that it is helping its old partner BPF in the sense that the non-Bodo votes will slightly be taken away by the BJP, and that which could have gone against BPF would now be cushioned by the BJP entering into the fray, and also leave its options open of taking whichever is the winner party among the Bodo thing, and finally, have control of the 14 seats, support of the 14 seats which it still now has, 12 plus 2 in the other Missing Autonomous Council area.
Right.
But then the third force, if we talk about it, how strong can it be? Because its writ cannot extend over more than 30 seats. So 30 seats alone will not be good enough.
Third force means you're talking about a force as and when it is launched.
As and when it is launched, if at all it is launched, the writ of that party will not go beyond 30, as you have seen even in the AGP days when it first came into the power. It could not sweep the elections in the scale that it was expected to.
Okay.
It couldn't
I will go for a short break. Don't go away. But when I come back, I'll take the ASU's response to some of these issues which we have raised so far in this debate, and also raise this question as to whether the BJP in Assam can have an alliance with both the BPF at the state level or with the UPPL, whether the BJP can have alliance with both these Bodo political parties. Lots more coming back on the other side. Welcome back, Rupam Goswami. The question straight to you is that can the BJP in Assam have alliance with both the BPF and the UPPL? Because your party president said we are open for an alliance with either of the two main Bodo political parties. After all, your Bodo ally with 12 seats had been extremely a very, very important alliance partner of the BJP in the state. We cannot deny the fact.
No, well, our party president already said that we are open to all. But in fact, in this BTC election, we are really seriously fighting this election because there is a hope of BJP to form the government in BTC. So that's why we have already announced 22 numbers of seats. And we are very much confident that we will form this BTC election. And in fact, after post-election, we may ally with any like-minded people. We have no problem.
So once again, viewers, the BJP spokesman is making it very clear that after the Bodo elections, after the Bodo Council elections, the BJP can go for an alliance with either the BPF or the UPPL. They're keeping its options open, as the party president, Mr. Ranjit Das, has said a few days ago. So that is a very interesting scenario, Swapnil Barua and Krip Chalia. That is a very interesting scenario because, as I was posing this question, if the BJP forces an alliance with the UPPL in the Bodo Council, does it mean that in 2021 UPPL will be their only alliance partner? After all, it cannot have alliance technically with both the rival political parties in the Bodo heartland. First, Krip Chalia.
See, Wasbir, I am not.
Let's be specific.
No, I'm very specific. But the point is, I can't speak on behalf of BJP what their strategy will be at that point of time. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
BJP will side with anybody who will get them power. Okay. They can side with one party, two party, three party, anything. They'll go to any extent.
Yeah.
I take you take it from me. Secondly, we have been emphasizing too much about the Congress and AIDF alliance. Let me just give you one statement on this. The fiercest election will be in the minority-dominated areas where Congress and AIDF is strong. Take it from me.
Fierce, who will be the rival of
yes,
that? Who will be the rival?
There will be a local rival. Who will be so strong?
No, who will be the rival of the Congress and the AIDF in the minority areas?
There will be the local minority leaders will be rivals, and Congress party is very worried about this.
No, rival of which party?
I am saying Congress
No,
party
you have to explain to the viewers.
There will be independent candidates, or there will be a new party, or maybe a new formation. But
not the BJP.
Not the BJP. How BJP is not interested in taking the minority people in there.
Okay, you are saying that in every minority-dominated constituency,
yes,
the Congress and the AIUDF is going to face an independent candidate. Yes. Let's wait and watch, but that is beyond the purview of today's debate. But
let me tell you,
but interesting.
I have been in electoral politics for the last 45 years. I am making this prediction that the fiercest contest and most decisive contest will be in the AIDF, Congress, and
so Akhil Ranjan Datta, the Congress's claim that in the 2016 elections 30 seats they were short, they lost to the BJP between 5 to 10,000 or 15,000 votes, and now their simple logic, their simple analysis of the Congress and the AIUDF is that if we join together, which they have already done, the result will be different. Are things as simple as they are saying?
I don't think that will be that simple. In electoral politics, the kind of arithmetics that is being proposed through such formulations will not work. It will depend on many more things. For example, as Krip Chalia has pointed out, that there have been always apprehensions regarding the role both of Congress and AIUDF on the issues related to citizenship and so on and so forth. Congress has also not been taken into confidence by many sections within the minority communities. Therefore, there are possibilities of bringing out independent candidates against this alliance. Now, it will depend on the maturity and maturity and wisdom of the leadership, both of Congress and AIUDF, to handle how do they handle these issues. But we need to remember, and this is very important, and that has been pointed out by all the panelists, that elections are not fought on a singular issue. Election brings in multiple issues, and one of the important issues is that which political party can penetrate into certain communities. For example, what will happen to the T tribes communities, which had been otherwise the ally of Congress for decades together. Now that has completely shifted to the BJP, and there will be many such smaller communities who will also play a very important role. Therefore, only based on alliance you cannot declare, or you cannot predict that this political party or that political party is going to win. It will depend on the strategies and alternative programs that they bring in, and which are the commons of the
grassroots. Alliance that we are talking about in between Congress and AIUDF, I see it slightly differently. It is an alliance of convenience in the sense that both the parties are nullifying their principal opponents. And they'll try to work together now and see in course, they have about a year to go ahead, whether they can sustain on this. But AIUDF and Congress are eyeing for the same constituents. Of course, Congress has a larger constituent to address to. But so far as the minority votes are concerned, I think their principal aim is that let us not fight amongst each other and divide our votes. Let us try to get together and bring in more.
Sitting will get.
Yeah,
sitting will get.
but Utpal Sharma, unlike the student groups of all the major political parties, whether it is the ABVP, whether it is NSUI and others, whether it is the left student groups, they are in a position to openly back a party of their choice. Mostly they back their own political parties with whom they are affiliated. But the ASU's character is absolutely different. Right from the beginning, ASU has been maintaining a non-political character. Do you think that is going to, although you are going to be opposing the Citizenship Amendment Act that has been brought by the BJP, your opposition is not going to have any kind of an electoral impact because you are a non-political organization?
See, we are fighting against political injustice, and when we are fighting against political injustice, when we are seeking for a political solution, the fight must be fought politically. This is very clear.
Yeah.
And secondly, if we
But you are not going to get the political dividends because you are not saying anything openly.
Let me tell you, if we look at the political history of Assam since independence, what we see is that it is a history of betrayal and exploitation only. The resources of Assam are always considered to be national resources, but the pain and problems of Assam were never treated as a national issue. But when in 2014 Narendra Modi came into power, people of Assam expected some change in action on the part of Delhi, but what we witnessed is quite contrary. In 2014, people of Assam in state assembly election came out to the polling booths in 85% of the voters, and they brought a change. But what we witnessed later, we chose as alternative of a party who killed 855 martyrs in Assam movement. We choose such a party in alternative to that, which is killing now 15, 16 years old innocent children in the name of maintaining law and order. So this is the situation. We have been imposed with the burden of 43 years of additional migrants. When AGP was formed post-Assam movement, it was expected to continue the movement inside the parliament or inside the assembly. It was taken as a part of the movement, but the result didn't happen like that. Now, if someone now taking a chance, taking an opportunity to smear the seed of an uncompromising political party, we should support it instead of putting the question marks with the
Which is that uncompromising political party? Which is that uncompromising political party?
I am talking that if someone is willing to smear the seeds of an uncompromising political party, we should not discuss, and we should not criticize it before it is born.
So, if it is born, the ASU should consider supporting it.
ASU will create an environment that people of Assam is wanting.
Okay, this is by far the clearest statement. The ASU should create an environment for a proposed party if it is uncompromising in its basic principles. So that is what Professor Sharma is saying.
ASU is calling a national convention to discuss on the Antika movement, and as well as
when is the national convention? Any dates fixed?
It was proposed to be done in last of March, but now because of Corona it has been postponed indefinitely. But it will be done in April.
Now, Rupam Goswami, the ASU has clearly said now that they should create they will be creating an environment for a new political party if it emerges and it sticks to its basic principles on which the Assam agitation was launched. Now, that is one development. And second is the combination of these two opposition political parties into an alliance. Do you think you have a tough battle ahead, or you are going to continue with your strategies and you are going to bank on development and what your government has done for the people of Assam? Will it be enough to see you sailing through in 2021?
Wasbir, from 1985, ASU was never apolitical. Though its characteristics is apolitical, I was also an ex-ASU. I know very inside and outside of it. So in every elections, they have a role to play that all the political parties knows about it very well, though it seems they are apolitical organizations. Anyway, it's very nice if they can maintain the face of a apolitical organization. It is better for the Assam, but it has not happened because in fact their issues are also political. ASU's, all the issues, whatever you have seen, from the very beginning, it's a political issue. So they have to be inclined to some or the other political parties. That is very definite. I am not criticizing anybody, but this is the reality. So, in fact, now, as the ASU leaders, both the leaders, even Lurin and Dipankar, but they have said that they are going to
form a political party. They have said very clearly.
And by the way, in the very beginning of the CAB movement, there was a meeting in the Sanmari field where Zubin Garg was a part of that meeting. Also, they have that meeting alliance with the this Assamese singers together, where he openly said, next is our political party. So maybe not all, maybe someone is looking at that through this agitation, we might become a minister or an MLA. Some might have, and it is nothing bad about it. It is a very
political
good
motive. Political motive behind.
I don't want to comment on his political dimension or on his political analysis. But one thing is very clear, that when he says that the most of the issues that ASU is dealing with are political, being a non-political organization doesn't mean we are politically indifferent. Being a part of the largest democracy in the world, we are as much politically interested, we are as much politically concerned as any other citizens of this country. While we are saying ourselves apolitical, it means that we do not have a particular inclination towards any political party. We do not subscribe to the ideology of any political party. Otherwise, we are politically concerned, and whenever political injustice will be done to the indigenous people of Assam, we will raise our voice clearly.
So I have not criticized them. He has taken me very wrongly. I have not criticized it. I have just said the characteristics of the ASU. I have not criticized
nobody criticizes. Nobody criticizes.
Nobody.
There is nothing called apolitical. You see, you can't have
totally apolitical.
You can't have anything apolitical in a social.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, the apolitical part of it cannot happen because
apolitical. There is nothing can be apolitical. Is what Swapnil Bhatt said. But Kirip Chalia, I'm coming to you, Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta. When Utpal says that we may be apolitical, but we cannot be politically indifferent, which is the reality. Very well said. You may be apolitical, but you cannot be politically indifferent. But how do you translate? Because at the end of the day, if you are opposing a piece of legislation, you have to fight that political party which has brought that piece of legislation, which you cannot do because number one, that party is a very strong political force. Second, there are other parties trying to give a political fight, but you cannot support those other political parties. So at the end of the day, Kirip Chalia, BJP seems to be very, very comfortably placed.
No, I would not make that deduction so easily. But but I'll say, so far as ASU is concerned, I have been in ASU in a small minimal way, General Secretary of Cotton College. In fact, ASU got split because of certain classes in which we are also part. There were a division in Tinsukia Convention, which changed the history of ASU. But I'll not go into that. But what I'm saying is ASU is non-political, but certainly votes for certain political parties in every election.
Everyone.
But it doesn't vote as an ASU. Every individual member has got their own choice.
Can I continue?
Sure.
ASU has formally launched a political party, ended up in a mess. This is now in the tail of BJP. ASU doesn't align with any political party, but creates platform, creates environment. All these are okay. But what I'm saying is, somebody has to, in a democratic system, political parties are the essence. You either be a part of political party or don't be a part of political party, or you be only an agitationalist kind of thing. That thing doesn't gel. I said right at the beginning when the CAB movement started that there is a vacuum in the regional party. Your predecessor ASU leaders had failed. Now you come up and show the leadership.
Yes.
You will not get down in the mud, and you will also still think of making plantations. That's not possible. Anyway, I have all the good since ASU can't be criticized. We are part of it. But what I'm saying is, ASU's forming a political party at this stage has become more and more complicated now.
Okay,
should be forthright.
Dr. Akhil Ranjan Datta.
Organization. They should be forthright. Okay, let them make mistake, but come out openly.
I think that Somujjal should come out strongly.
Somujjal
has a very face.
Somujjal has been in ASU politics for 50 odd years.
What is Rupam Goswami?
50 years.
Let Rupam Goswami finish.
No. I just wanted that Somujjal should come out with a very strongly to form a regional, because we really want a good
what is
regional
preventing him
political
from
party.
Sabarendo has become the chief minister from ASU.
So, Akhil Ranjan Datta, Rupam Goswami, the BJP spokesman of Assam, is saying that we want a strong regional party. What does it mean? Very interesting statement.
In a formation, formation
No,
of
Akhil
any
Ranjan
regional
Datta,
political
Akhil
party
Ranjan
or
Datta, Akhil
political
Ranjan Datta,
front.
comment
Yeah.
on Rupam Goswami saying
I'm
that
speaking.
he wants
Yeah,
a strong regional party, the BJP.
With Samujal as the head.
No, that is what I am telling. That is what I am telling at this very critical stage. Formation of any political party, any political front by the organizations who have been resisting CA will be beneficial for BJP. That has been my understanding. Because as I said, formation of these political parties will not culminate in consolidation of votes for them, but it will definitely help to draw, to bring fragmentation of the anti-CA votes. And if it can bring fragmentation of anti-CA votes, that will definitely be beneficial for BJP. Therefore, Rupam Goswami, my good friend, has been telling that ASU leader should come up should form a strong regional political
So,
party.
Bora, do you agree with this assessment? It goes in the interest of the BJP to have an anti-CA regional force so that the anti-CA votes are split. That is why Rupam Goswami is happy.
I think there is a certain amount of substance there in the point that Akhil Datta is making, because yes, if you can divert those people who are not very favorable towards you, there is definitely a better advantage of sidelining them, because you know the consequences of they coming together is not going to deter you in getting those 65 seats that you require to form government.
So, Utpal Sharma, very interesting. Our discussion has taken a completely new turn, and we are in a very interesting stage, although I have just only a few minutes left. Utpal Sharma.
See, Akhil Ranjan Datta sir is my teacher, and he is a great cephalologist known in Assam. As all of you are talking about 2021 election, when we are telling about a alternative political force that hasn't even yet born, we should not concentrate on 2021 election only. Why we are feeling like if 2021 poll is lost or won, this political party will be vanished forever. What I am saying is that if ASU leaders joins BJP, you will say that they are BJP supporters. If ASU leaders joins Congress, you will criticize them also. Now, if now some ASU leaders are saying of some alternative political forces that will stand by the expectations of people of Assam, that will uphold the interest of the indigenous people of Assam, we should welcome this. And
Yeah,
we should not
I
criticize
already
this.
welcome it.
So
We did not fail in our political parties, because although we were ASU leaders, we have never been told that we have failed.
Now, you people call yourself ASU leaders and also criticize that after ASU leaders are joining
No,
politics.
but we are not ASU. We didn't continue in ASU. We didn't continue in ASU when we were professors. When we became professors in colleges, we didn't continue ASU. When we became 45, 50, we were not in ASU.
We never deny this fact that most of the ASU leaders are now a part of the government, but yet the futures of the people of Assam are not seem to be secured. We are still hesitating on the streets. If now new alternatives
Final comments.
New alternatives are coming, we should support it.
Support the new alternative is what ASU leader Utpal Sharma is saying. Akhil Ranjan Datta, 20 seconds. Last comments.
Utpal has articulated ASU's position very clearly and very comprehensively. But what I am suggesting is this, that at every critical political situation, the organizations and political party take an appropriate position. If they say that we are neither supporting this party and that party, that will not probably help to come out of the situation that we have been confronting today. That has been my position.
All right. Final comments, Rupam Goswami.
Now, we are very much, BJP is very much confident for 2021. And definitely our target is 100+, and we'll form the government without any doubt, and because we have really worked for the people and we work for the Jati, Mati and Beti, and BJP is the only party at present in Assam who can really fight for the indigenous people of Assam.
Okay, Utpal Sharma, final comments.
See, people of Assam needs political justice, and until the political justice is achieved in one way or the other, the fight of the ASU will continue. We will continue to agitate on the streets, and if people of Assam wants, there will be alternative forces as well which will seek political justice in a political way.
All right, Mr. Kripchalia.
See, I think when we are talking only a regional party as the next alternative to BJP and Congress, I think we don't have much understanding about what is going to happen in the ground. A new political force may emerge, which may not be dubbed as anti-Hindu or anti-Muslim, and which may think only about Assam and positively about the other issues like corruption, development, division of people, social coexistence, Northeast. It may emerge.
Now,
And that may not be a regional party.
suggestion.
That may not be a regional party.
All right. All right. Swapnil Barua?
I think as we approach the elections, it is advantage BJP. The party is very strong, but the government is not equally strong. I think the image of the government has to be guarded very carefully so that it lives up to the image which the party is.
Well, this has been a very engaging discussion, but every election, you cannot take your opponent lightly. And on this occasion, the BJP may be a strong force, not just in Assam, but in the whole country. But with political forces coming together, in this case, Congress and the AIUDF and BJP itself looking for perhaps newer allies, the elections in 2021. And of course, the impending Bodo Council elections are going to be very interesting to watch, and it is going to be and give us an idea as to how the political equations or the political arithmetics are going to pan out in the days ahead. This is not the last that we have heard. This is in fact only the beginning, and we on Notice Tonight will have a lot more discussions on that. I thank all my panelists for participating in this discussions and the viewers for watching the show. Good night and goodbye.
Northeast Tonight, brought to you by Oil India Limited, conquering newer horizons.